I was working at a supermarket in Los Angeles when a billionaire walked in for the first time, accompanied by 2 security guards. He stood at the entrance, eyeing the shopping carts with the expression of someone examining a work of art. He pointed at me and asked, "Sorry, who is responsible for pushing this on me?" I replied, "You yourself." He was silent for a few seconds, then said, "Oh, so it's like physical empathy training." A New York heiress recorded a vlog inside a regular grocery store titled "Living Like Real People for a Day." In the video, she shows the shelves and comments. People here pick their own fruit. It's like a participatory zoo, only with peaches. At the end, he appears trying to weigh bananas on the scale, saying, "I put my weight in, but nothing happened." I witnessed another scene at a market in Paris. An executive, impeccably suited, was seen standing in the cold cut section with an empty cart. When an employee asked if he needed help, he replied, "Yes, I'm waiting for someone to offer me a taste of the cart." The employee explained that the system was self-service. The man became visibly uncomfortable and said, "This is manual labor disguised as consumer goods. There should be a premium version with a personal assistant." A friend who works at a convenience store told me that a billionaire came in, grabbed a bottle of water, and asked, "Shall I pay here, or will someone come to the car to finalize the transaction?" When she told him the cashier was right there, he replied, "So this is how you feel every day, exhausting." For those born with employees even to open the curtain, the simple act of pushing a shopping cart is almost a spiritual journey. I was once on the London Underground when a man in an expensive suit got on, clearly out of place. He was looking around with an expression of someone expecting to be recognized. Suddenly, he turned to me and asked, "Are there any category differences between these seats? Where are the seats reserved for investors?" I replied, "In the imagination car, probably." An influencer tried riding the bus to understand people. She got on, sat down, and after a few minutes yelled, "Sorry, doesn't this thing have a pause button? I need to get off now to record my stories." The driver stopped at the next stop and she got out, complaining, "The service is horrible. In my Tesla, the world stops for me." A European heir recorded a video saying he wanted to feel the routine of the masses. He appears on the subway holding the pole and saying, "People look forward and not down. Where's the driver?" The video ends with him saying, "The middle class is truly independent, impressive, and kind of dangerous." And an American billionaire said in an interview that he took a train for the first time and was shocked. "No one asked me where to go. I had to decide where to get off myself." That's a lot of responsibility for someone without a driver. A tech entrepreneur told me he decided to reconnect with the basics and cook for the first time. He spent 10 minutes staring at the stove before asking, "But where do I scan the QR code to begin with?" I told him I just had to turn the knob. He looked serious and replied, "Oh, manual? That's vintage." 15 minutes later, the rice looked like concrete in the final stages of drying, and he commented, "I think the problem was the cooker's Wi-Fi." A socialite posted a photo on Instagram holding a wooden spoon with the caption, "Cooking alone for the first time." In the same image, 3 uniformed chefs stood behind her, adjusting the heat, seasoning, and framing. In the following caption, she wrote, "Tiring but liberating. Now I understand the people who do this every day. Unsung heroes." On a cooking reality show, a billionaire invited to a challenge complained about the main ingredient. He said, "Himalayan pink salt is great, but the Himalayas should be closer. Spiritual freight is tiring." When the chef explained that it was just a marketing metaphor, he replied, "Then bring me salt," with a sense of purpose. For anyone who has never had to boil water, the act of cooking becomes a life-threatening scientific experiment, or at least a reputational one. A millionaire heiress announced on social media that she was going to live like a normal person for a week. She moved into an ordinary house and, in less than 24 hours, posted, "The walls don't respond when I talk to them. I don't know if they're out of battery or if that's just how it is." He discovered he needed to manually turn off the lights and made a complaint on his stories. It's bizarre how society accepts such a lack of automation. A billionaire who wanted to learn the value of work decided to wash his own clothes. 10 minutes later, he called the washing machine manufacturer asking, "Sorry, but doesn't this machine have butler mode? I put the shirts in and nothing happened." When told he needed to add detergent and choose the cycle, he replied, "Oh, so it's a kind of couple relationship, not a service." And a famous influencer announced that she had discovered humility. According to her, she spent an entire weekend without a driver, and it was her form of status detox. She said the hardest part was discovering that walking alone requires focus. "I had to remember where I parked. It was a spiritual shock." A famous businesswoman decided to join a dating app to connect with ordinary people. After a few minutes of swiping, she called her assistant and asked, "What exactly is the function of the button match? Is it like a digital prenuptial contract?" She was genuinely surprised when she discovered the app didn't offer asset verification. She said, "How will I know if he has a trust fund? This feels like emotional roulette." A young heir complained during an interview that middle-class people still date for love. He said indignantly, "That's very naive. You combine two financial weaknesses and call it romance." When asked what he was looking for in a relationship, he replied, "A merging of assets with emotional synergy and inheritance bonuses. That's smart love." And a billionaire posted on Twitter, "I did something normal today. I fell in love with someone under 8 figures." The phrase went viral, and she responded to a comment saying, "It was beautiful, but emotionally unfeasible." Love without assets, it's like a car without a driver. These people don't chase hearts, they chase balance sheets. Love, for them, is a risky investment that requires an early redemption clause. An heiress decided to try Airbnb for the first time. She chose a charming house in Tuscany and, when leaving her review, wrote, "The accommodations are good, but the staff is lacking. The host should consider offering a turn-down service." The owner politely replied that the idea of Airbnb is precisely "no have butlers." She replied, "Then it's a hotel that failed to grow." A businessman on a business trip was irritated when he realized the hotel was a 3-star hotel. He called the front desk and asked, "Can you move me to a more star-studded room? This one seems to have no return on investment." When they explained that stars refer to category, not decoration, he sighed. "Then this is literally an astronomical downgrade." And one influencer decided to go camping for the first time in her life. She posted a photo with her hair in perfect condition, and the caption, "Sleeping in a bag is revolutionary, but the bag could be Louis Vuitton." The next morning he wrote, "Amazing experience, except for the noise of nature. Very off-key." A financial billionaire announced he would live like a regular employee for a day. The press followed the experiment. He arrived at the office in a luxury car, with a driver, of course, and before entering, handed his badge to his assistant. "Carry it for me. It's heavy on my neck." During lunch, he was seen asking if employees also take breaks to reflect on the meaning of wealth. At the end of the day, he declared, "Now I understand middle-class fatigue. Work is emotionally exhausting, and the coffee is terrible." An heiress who decided to live the corporate life was placed in front of a spreadsheet. She stared at the screen for a few minutes and asked, "Is there someone to type the numbers by vibration? I think, and they appear, like a manifestation of abundance." When her colleague explained that she actually needed to use the keyboard, she sighed, "Wow, it's so handmade." An influencer announced in her stories that she was experiencing real productivity. She posted a photo in a meeting room with the caption, "Being productive is great. I had a real meeting and almost understood what work is." Hours later, he posted another story. "I canceled the rest of the experience. There's a lot of dense energy in the corporate environment." These attempts to connect with the people are the millionaire equivalent of an urban safari. They observe the work from afar, take photos, and return home before the workday is over. They try to live like normal people, and discovered that normality doesn't have room service nor an exclusive parking space in reality's garage. Temporary poverty has become the new spa for the rich. It relaxes the ego, renews the sense of virtue, but only for 24 hours. They return home exhausted, saying that they now understand the value of simplicity, while ordering massage with Himalayan salts and dining on imported quinoa. If a billionaire had to live your routine for a day, what do you think would be the first downfall? Transportation? Lunch without a reservation? Or the electricity bill without an assistant to pay?